For 25 years, the Outstanding Social Worker Award, also fondly referred as OSWA, has recognized many fellow social workers for their outstanding achievements. As the sector evolves, we must also change to keep OSWA updated.
Indeed, meaningful impact comes from collaborative projects and insightful research. So, we have refreshed OSWA to celebrate this collective force with 2 new awards: the Outstanding Social Work Award Practice category and Outstanding Social Work Award Practice Research category. We want to take this opportunity to celebrate the achievements of the social work sector and use this platform to share the good work done with others in the social work field.
This shift speaks to our profession's identity. We are showcasing the profession achieving systemic improvements according to our principles and methods, and social workers building knowledge that deepens our understanding of social issues and improves our intervention.
The OSWA Practice category recognizes outstanding social work-led initiatives. It's about spotlighting the tangible work done on the ground. Projects that address complex challenges, change systems, and directly improve lives through the unique lens and values of our profession. This is really what social work is about. Coming out with initiatives and ways to complement ongoing efforts and find ways to improve the lives of our clients. Here are the recipients of the 2026 Outstanding Social Work Award for Practice.
Hi, I'm Zoe, Deputy Head of Youth Department and Senior Social Worker at Fayette Community Services. I oversee our Hidden Youth Outreach Service and also work on advocacy and sector partnerships to address youth social isolation.
And I'm Benjamin, Lead Social Worker and Senior Assistant Director at Fayette. I head the Youth Department where we journey with young people with complex needs, including hidden youth aged 12 to 25. We started this work because we noticed a growing group of youth who were socially withdrawn for long periods, often staying home for 6 months or more, where mental illness wasn't the primary driver.
Yes, and at that point there was very little local data or even shared understanding in Singapore. No prevalence study, limited language in the sector, and yet we were clearly seeing this as an emerging youth social phenomenon.
That's where our social work training really came in. We knew this couldn't be addressed just at one level.
At the same time, we realized that one-to-one work alone wasn't sustainable. While micro-intervention is important, social workers also need to invest in preventive and developmental work. Things like online counseling for pre-hidden youth, research, and conferences to help the sector name and understand the issue together.
One interesting adaptation of our work was introducing animal-assisted services. Some hidden youth find human interaction overwhelming, but they are able to connect with animals. The connection often becomes a gentle first step back into the social world.
But honestly, when we reflect on what made this work possible, it wasn't just a specific intervention. It was because of a collective belief. Our department, management, frontline staff, and partners all believe in the same cause. This work really stands on the backs of many, many people.
And that belief shows up most clearly in our youths themselves. One of our first hidden youth had been socially withdrawn for about 5 years. Over time, he returned to education, became one of the top students in IT, and grew into a confident young person who now advocates for others like him.
Hi, I'm Sahara.
And I'm Aisha. We're medical social workers from Runzi Hospital and deeply grateful to be part of the team behind Reignite.
Reignite is an interdisciplinary psychosocial innovation supporting the biopsychosocial spiritual well-being of persons living with dementia and their care partners.
It's grounded in person-centered care. We look beyond diagnosis and focus on identity, relationships, and meaningful connection across every stage of dementia.
We started working on this program because dementia care often focuses mainly on physical needs, while psychosocial and relational needs, especially caregivers, were often overlooked or fragmented. And with dementia becoming more prevalent, we felt the urgency to respond differently with a more integrated and relationship-centered model.
As social workers, honoring personhood and preserving relationships guides our lens. We spend time understanding each person's life story and working closely with caregivers and care teams to build a fuller picture of who they are. We also created spaces for reconnection through shared activities, psychoeducation, and even closure and memorial rituals to help families rediscover moments of dignity and love.
This work was never done alone. It was made possible by an interdisciplinary team comprising medical social workers, special mention to Ken and Vivian, art therapists led by Shuning, and nursing partners like Sister Ariva and team, all sharing the same belief and vision. One key innovation is our social prescription model, where we match each person to tailored interventions like sensory experiences, music, storytelling, and art therapy.
So, support is personalized, not one size fits all, but always grounded in dignity, connection, and respect. One of the most meaningful changes we've seen is that participants generally look forward to each section. Even when memory fades, the feeling of joy and safety stays.
Hi, I'm Jason, Head of Youth Corp at Shine Children and Youth Services.
And I'm Yi Ying, Senior Social Worker with Youth Corp.
Youth Corp works with youths aged 13 to 16 who have desire and strong potential to grow and develop as crime prevention leaders in their schools and communities. The program empowers youth, regardless of their circumstances, to take active steps towards building a positive identity and to gain a sense of significance, belonging, autonomy, and fun while making their schools and communities a safer space. As social workers, we view youth offending and delinquency through a systemic lens. It is shaped by family circumstances, school experiences, peer influences, and community contexts, not just individual choice. So we chose to take a non-blaming, strengths-based approach in engaging youth.
Instead of positioning them as beneficiary, we invited them to become active agents of change, leaders who can serve and protect their communities.
That's why Youth Corp is built on a strong tripartite partnership between the schools, the police, and the social service, creating a supportive ecosystem for lasting change.
One important innovation was shifting away from problem-centric outreach, which is often disempowering and labeling. When we lead with strengths, potential, and hope, youths respond differently. Their self-determinations and motivation for the program grows, and positive outcomes follows.
We saw more positive interactions and partnerships between youth and their families, schools and parents, police and the schools, and the community at large.
We've even seen parents inspired by their child's contribution and join the citizens on patrol themselves.
The OSWA Practice Research category honors research studies that deepen our understanding and improve our work. It celebrates how social workers build the evidence base that advance advocacy, refines intervention, and strengthens our practice. Here are the recipients of the 2026 Outstanding Social Work Award for Practice Research.
Hi, I'm Valencia, Senior Social Worker at Care Corner Singapore. Our project, Living, is just the start of ending the abusive relationship. Understanding women's decision-making post-separation from an abusive spouse supports professionals in the family violence system who journey alongside women experiencing intimate partner violence, especially after separation. It was developed in collaboration with Associate Professor Ingrid Wilson from the Singapore Institute of Technology. We started this research because we saw a gap. Many studies focus on why women stay in abusive relationships, but far fewer look at what happens after they leave. In practice, we know separation is not the end of risk or difficulty. Women often continue to face emotional, financial, and safety challenges, and their decisions can sometimes be misunderstood. Our social work values guided the way we approach this work. We believe women who take the courageous step to leave should be met with respect and understanding, not judgment. We also wanted the research to be useful in real practice, not just academic insight. So we translated the findings into a practical toolkit for professionals supporting women who are considering leaving or adjusting after separation. One key feature is an iceberg model that explains post-separation experiences, showing that visible decisions like legal action or housing are only one part of the journey, while deeper emotional recovery and safety needs often remain unseen.
Hi, I'm Michelle, a Principal Social Worker at Care Corner Singapore. Our practice research project, Building Pathways to Potential, was birthed from a 4-year adolescent development pilot called Mindblown, which supports students from lower-income families through their secondary school years. The project focuses on strengthening executive function skills and building a supportive learning community around them. working closely with parents and educators so adolescents can realize their potential in meaningful and transformative ways. It became clear that what we needed were paradigm shifts in how we see, understand, and work with adolescents, moving beyond viewing behaviors as problems to be fixed towards strengthening core developmental capabilities, and shifting from activity-driven, content-heavy lessons to experience-driven journeys that provide guidance for real-life education. Our social work values ground us in the belief that every adolescent has potential, no matter their starting point or circumstance. With the right people and support around them, they can thrive. Our team challenged ourselves to read widely across neurodevelopmental science and adolescent learning, expanding our lens and grounding our approach in a developmentally attuned way. At the heart of MindBlown was a simple but often overlooked innovation. Starting with our adolescents, understanding their lived realities, and nurturing the key conditions they need in order to learn well. When COVID hit in the first year of our pilot, the team had to rethink how we delivered the program. Staying anchored in their real lives while adapting creatively was the key to the project's success. We often measure change by whether program outcomes are met, but what moved us most were the quieter signs of growth. Adolescents kept showing up over 4 years, even with heavier schoolwork and CCA commitments because they felt belonged. And a recurring theme emerged. They realized they were not alone. One moment that stayed with me was seeing some of our adolescents speak confidently on stage last year to over 200 professionals. A powerful moment that really brought the impact of the program to life.
Our hope is to scale Youth Corp nationally,
empowering more young people across Singapore to do their part to keep themselves and their community crime-free.
So our hope is that this work helps practitioners respond with greater clarity, empathy, and confidence, and strengthens support for women during this critical stage of rebuilding their lives.
Looking ahead, we hope this work can be scaled nationally, with more agencies equipped to support hidden youth and their families.
And we hope more social workers will step into this space to identify emerging social gaps early, build system-level responses, and strengthen social health as a core pillar of youth development in Singapore.
My hope is that the insights from MindBlown will continue to illuminate the pathways ahead for adolescent development efforts in Singapore and beyond, guiding us to invest in this critical developmental period and nurture the conditions that enable every adolescent to realize their fullest potential.
As Frank Sonnenberg reminds us, knowledge isn't power if you don't act on it. Our hope is that Reignite inspires others to act because even small intentional moments of connection grounded by kindness to others and self can make a real and lasting difference.